Welcome to the month of August, baby. We've got a massive giveaway. Terry McLaurin, New York Jets. Oh, yes, baby. Boy Green Daily kicks off August right now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. And if you're interested in the headline subject matter, you guys can immediately go to the YouTube description down below. There is a full article about this, which we will get to, I promise, here on the program. One thing I want to make sure I do, because, of course, everyone is interested in the massive giveaway, the biggest giveaway in Boy Green Daily history. I do want to give a shout out because I mentioned yesterday that my final show on air yesterday for the day was Boy Green Meets Woody at 3 o'clock. But I told you guys that if you guys wanted to send in raffle tickets after hours, after the show was over, you were allowed to do that through midnight last night. And someone took full advantage of that. So I want to be very transparent and ring the bell because we had a $60 super chat coming in.
Wow.
Shout out to J-O-N. That is John, baby, who gifted 3 more raffle tickets to himself.
That's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
So, John, just so you know, that was added to your raffle total, and we'll do more on that in just a moment. But let's bring in our special guest every Friday here on the show. It is our favorite and your mama's favorite New York Jets historian, none other than Bob Lederer here on the program. What's up, Bob?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I'm going to be
night.
I told you last night I am going to
Yeah.
serve as the official accountant.
Excellent.
Make sure that this raffle drawing is legitimate.
Yes, that's mas importante here, Bob, because a lot of people are on the edge of their seat because the winner will receive 2 tickets to the Jets-Cowboys game sitting with us. They'll receive 2 tailgate tickets, food and drink before the game, and 2 Jets-Cowboys t-shirts, which is very nice to commemorate the event. So it is a massive package worth over $600 in value. So somebody is going to come away with this prize pack here, Bob, and we might as well kick off the show with it because we already have our next giveaway lined up, so we'll announce that before the end of the show as well for the month of August so you guys can enjoy it. But I do just want to give one more mention of this. This feels important to mention before we do this drawing. That, again, if you already have tickets to the Jets Cowboys giveaway, thank you, by the way. I appreciate it if you've already signed up in that way. You do not get a refund if you win. You don't get the money back. You just can bring more people. So I just want to reestablish that again before we get started. So, Bob, are you ready to do this thing? Here we go. I just need to make sure the official accountant and the official guy was here. Here it is, everybody. This is the scrolling wheel of names. Thank you to everyone that joined. So one of you bastards is going to win this thing, and good luck. Now, I will also say this off the top. You'll see the biggest chunk of that pie is number 1 Austrian Jet fan. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan has already informed me that if this wheel lands on him, continue to spin the wheel until we determine a winner, because our number 1 Austrian Jet fan, unfortunately, because of his situation, cannot attend a game in person yet. So if number 1 Austrian Jet fan, quote unquote, wins this, the wheel will be spun again and again and again and again, apparently, if it continues to land on him. So I just want to make that very clear. Good luck to everyone, all the guys and gals in our audience, and then we'll get right to the subject matter at hand, which is the Terry McLaurin news and notes. So without further ado, here we go. Good luck, everybody. We'll spin the wheel, and let's go. Okay, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning. Okay, let's see. Our number 1 Austrian Jet fan, which is the one person, if it happened again, congratulations, yes,
Well, what did he have, like a 33% chance to win?
He did. Yeah, he had a very, very large chunk of the pie from all his gifting so far this month. So Austrian did win But as I just mentioned before the show, that if he won, we would spin the wheel again. So thank you, Austrian. We'll see how many more times you win as we spin this. So one more time, spin the wheel. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No whammy. No whammy. Oh, Austrian again. Okay, well, there's a possibility of this happening. You guys are on the edge of your seat. You're like, go. It got close. It got close. Another congratulations to Austrian.
Have to say thank you to our number one Austrian Jets fan.
That's for sure. Definitely whoever wins this. Let's spin again. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. No whammy. No whammy. No whammy. Oh, this is not going to be Austrian this time. It is. Oh my gosh, it's Hear Me Out, who is a fan of the show. Congratulations, Hear Me Out. Although I heard that Hear Me Out, I don't believe he's going to be able to attend the game either. So Hear Me Out. We will reach out to you aside to see how you want to deal with these tickets. So I will reach out to you. So Hear Me Out. If you're listening to the show right now, please reach out ASAP. Congratulations. I do not believe Hear Me Out says they can attend the game, so we will see what to do. Do I spin this wheel again at some other point during the show? What happens? We will find that out on the program. So more details to come there. Bob, B.O.B. Okay, so Hear Me Out and there in the audience.
Look legitimate to me.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Well, that was important. Wanted to make sure that was accounted for. So, folks, we may do that before the end of the show. I'll see if I can reach out to Hear Me Out here if we don't hear to him on the show. And we could spin that wheel again before the end of the show. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, and I don't know if you saw it last night, Bob, but Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders requested a trade. What was your initial reaction to that?
Well, he's on kind of the wrong side of 30, or I think he is exactly 30. If he's
29,
30,
he turns 30 in a couple weeks.
Okay, well, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like September. So, like, I guess I'm being a little light up.
If you can get him, you're not going to get him for this, but if you can get him for a 4th or a 5th, yeah, sure. But because the Jets are still building for the future, and yeah, they want to win or win as much as they can this year, but clearly they won't use the word rebuild, but it's a rebuild, and hopefully a quick rebuild, and one where they win 7 or 8 games. Immediately. But, I've put myself on the record as saying 6. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they do. Hey, how many times have we talked about they need a second receiver? There was even a couple of reporters this week who said they need a second receiver in D. So, it's something that they probably think they can do something through the waiver wire, or maybe one of the guys already who's on the team is going to surprise. So,
hey, by the way, real quick, Bob, is this your guy, Ray Asher here,
yes,
who said Chicago Bands Fair here, just here to listen to Bob? Hi, Bob.
Hello, Ray.
Okay. The phone lines will be open in the second half of the show. Perhaps we'll
Ray,
hear
you
from
can call
Ray.
in and tell us about the Bears and about how much you love Justin Fields. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear you.
Yeah, that'd be great. So Ray will keep you posted on that here on the show. So Ray, hang on tight. Here's the thing I would just say off the top. What are the Washington Commanders doing? If no Jets, no Patriots, no nothing. Put every other team aside. Washington, you just went to the NFC Championship game. You finally found your franchise quarterback. Now we're going to be a little stingy on Bryce? That doesn't seem to make any sense. Now would be the time that you would want to pay somebody because you're not paying your quarterback a lot of money. So why not pay Terry, who's been the ultimate team guy forever? It's not his fault that you've sucked forever and haven't had a quarterback, and now finally you have a quarterback, and now he's about to turn 30. How's that his fault?
Well, he became finally a name in the NFL last year. He's been around and has had a pretty good career. But last year he became a deadly target, for the rookie quarterback. So I don't know what he's demanding, and I don't know what their salary cap, looks like.
Sure.
And obviously, both of those play into it. Based on his production last year, you'd think they'd want to maintain and keep him on the team. But
I would assume,
you and I are not the general manager.
We are not, which is probably good for any team that would have hired us in that respect. But here's the thing: if we were to believe Adam Schefter, ESPN NFL Insider, he joined the Pat McAfee show semi recently and said that he believes that Terry McLaurin wants considerably more, quote unquote, whatever that means, than what DK Metcalf got. And DK Metcalf, I guess, got 33 million and change or something like that, or 30 something million. I'll have to pull up the DK deal in a second, but he wants considerably more than that, apparently. And that's, I guess, the sticking point to what you said earlier, Bob, is age. Is that Washington, so he has 1 year left on his deal. He's about to turn 30 in like 6 weeks. By the time the extension kicks in, he will be 31. The team, apparently, Washington, is fearful of paying him into that age.
I think they're also fearful of paying him into next year when, again, the relative career length of an NFL player is not that long. And, hey, it's not fair to say, one play and you could be done, but one play you could be done career-wise. He plays wide receiver, which is not as dangerous an area.
That's true.
As long as you don't go over the middle.
Right.
And, we'll see. I would bet you that he's going to work something out with Washington.
Okay. Well, again, that is what makes the most sense. Okay, everybody, here's what we're going to do. We're going to spin the wheel again. So Hear Me Out cannot attend this event. So we will spin the wheel again. Good luck to whoever the winner is. Again, if this lands, if you're just joining us, if this wheel of name picker lands on number one Austrian Jet fan, we'll spin again and continue the drama, apparently, that continues to happen here. So here we go. Let's determine who our big winner is from the month of July. It's going to be Austrian again, which will result in another nation. This has been very dramatic so far, which is terrific. Austrian has won 3 times, which congratulations, Austrian, if you're out there in our audience. Very nice. We spin the wheel again. And this is for our 2 tickets to Jets-Cowboys game, 2 tailgate tickets and more. Wait, let's see here. Oh, this is going to get somewhere. Lou B, Super Jets fan. Congratulations. You are now our winner. So, Lou B, reach out ASAP. Okay, and congratulations. So, Lou B, you are our winner. You can reach out to me on any social media at BoyGreen25. That is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or my email, which is my first name, middle initial, last name, jr@gmail.com. That is Paul A. Esden, ESDEN, JR @gmail.com. So, Lou B, make sure you do that. Lou B has been someone your home's asking, who is Lou B? He is a person that's come in with several super chats recently. That is Lou B. So Lou B, Super Jets fan. So Lou B, please reach out, and you are our winner. Congratulations. All right, Bob, let's get back into the business here at hand, and it is this. The Jets, so Terry McLaurin requested a trade last night. Immediately betting odds come out from all the odds makers, and the New York Jets are the betting favorites to land Terry McLaurin. What do you make of that?
Wow, I wonder what that's based on.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the image here. So one moment here, and we will pull it up. It is fascinating. I saw it, went, wow, okay. So apparently this is a Jamie Eisner of the Draft Network. One of his shticks, and everyone has a shtick. There's nothing wrong with a shtick. And one of his is revealing betting odds for a variety of things. It could be draft picks. It could be free agent signings. It could be anything. And he shares them to social media, and then we all react to it. But yes, that was his betting odds. And let me make sure I get it here on the screen. Okay, here we go. And these are via sportsbetting.ag, who are the betting place of choice here. We'll put this up on the screen so we can evaluate. There's a lot of names on the screen, but the Jets are the betting favorites of this group. Interestingly enough, here it is. Let's show it up here on the screen. This is Jamie Eisner. The New York Jets are the betting favorites. Just behind them are the New England Patriots. And third is the LA Chargers. Fourth is the Las Vegas Raiders. And rounding out the top 5, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, there is the top 5 there. Bob?
Well, I want somebody to tell me what they have to give up. How high? Because I don't think they're inclined. They're certainly not going to give a number 1 or a number 2, maybe even a number 3. I would, if you can get them, for a relatively cheap price, and this time of the year, those deals go down, and we're surprised by how low the cost actually is. So,
Yeah, I would say so. First off, you're 100% right, Bob, that at this time of year, you don't get optimal trade value return on assets. It just is what it is. We're here at this point in the season. Terry McLaurin wanting a immediate contract extension, him not willing to play out the final year of his deal. That also would require that would be factored in, I think, to a trade value of that you would have to immediately pay the guy too. So when you start adding up all these pieces together here, the first packages, trade proposals out there in the universe, just from analysts, are a second round pick and change. So it's been a player, like a disappointing player or something of that nature, and a second round pick or a young player in this. So those are some of the packages I've seen thus far. And it would make sense as I look at this list. It makes sense for New England because Stephon Diggs has a torn ACL. So I totally understand why they would be interested. He's coming off a torn ACL. So, like, he's their only guy and there's a bunch of nobodies. The Chargers just had Mike Williams retire. Jets legend. Pour one out for him wherever he is. Pittsburgh traded George Pickens. So I could see them wanting to pair someone with DK Metcalf. And they're sort of desperate with all the aggressive moves they're making in an all-in season. And then Raiders sure with Geno Smith out there. You could add another weapon with Jetty and Brock Bowers.
And SI says Cleveland can offer Washington a package centered around receiver Cedric Tillman and include a second-round pick.
See, a lot of those kind of packages apparently. But I'm curious, will Washington even trade him? It would make no sense with this team that was just in the NFC title game last year to all of a sudden flip the narrative, just say, yeah, you know what, we're just going to trade him. That would be super bizarre.
He was really a touchdown maker too. I mean, he
career high, 13 touchdowns last year.
Yeah. He 82 receptions at that, almost 1,100 yards, only 13 yards per reception. So he's a possession receiver as well as an important, TD target. And I'm looking to see what he's actually making.
This year.
Yeah, it doesn't really say. On Pro Football Reference, which is where I usually go for stuff like this. So
let me pull them.
It probably would be a very large increase for him to get in the $30 million area. But that's what. But that's what the better wide receivers are asking for and getting. This offseason, including with Garrett a couple of weeks ago. It's been boom, boom, boom. It's been, 30 plus, 30 plus, 30 plus.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be the line in the sand. Yeah. And I'm waiting for
nobody, as I've said, nobody, as we talked about before, the Jets, signed their two best players to new contracts. Nobody is willing to take a lower ceiling. The agents in particular are looking to, heighten that ceiling.
Yeah, I know some people are disagreeing all over the place whether or not the Jets should be in this conversation. I would say this: the mega money on the Sauce Garrett extensions don't kick in for 2 years. So, sort of speaking, there's a little bit of a window here if the Jets wanted to be aggressive. They're not paying a quarterback right now. They're not paying their bright stars crazy money right now. Those are backloaded deals. So there is a pocket of time here. Because here's the thing, and I'm sure we'll get into this with your friend there, the Chicago super fan on the show. But, the Jets believe. Judy Batista joined me over the weekend, and she says from everyone, the coaching staff she talked to, ownership, management, everyone she talked to, the Jets are all in, and they believe Justin Fields can be this guy. Regardless of what everyone thinks outside the building, they believe that there's untapped potential here, and he can explode this year. If that's true, regardless of what anyone else thinks, why wouldn't you trade for a Terry McLaurin? You'd give him more weapons. You'd give him more chance of success.
Well, okay, yeah, but I'll throw another dimension here we haven't talked about,
please.
and that only the real insiders statistically have, and that's what kind of a blocker is it? What kind of a blocker is this?
Sure, right. Yeah, I don't know that.
Because that's a big part of the offense they're trying to build. The receiver has to not only be darn good, but he's also got to be pretty effective, in blocking. In fact, it was interesting. I was watching an old American Football League retrospective yesterday, and it was an NFL Films production of all the old AFL films that never were seen. And one of them, very interestingly, was Lance Allworth, one of the greatest receivers of all time.
Sure.
And it showed him blocking downfield and how effective and how really dedicated he was in blocking the cornerback downfield. And that's obviously what the Jets are really emphasizing as well. If they're going to have a really good running game, and sorry, Ray, I'm going to try to stop holding you up. But if they're going to have a really effective running game, they've got to get terrific blocking, not only from lineman to lineman, but also on the outside and from the tight end and even from the wide receivers.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good, a blocker McLaurin is. I have no idea, but I'll bet you that does play if the Jets were interested in what they were and how interested in what they'd be willing to give up.
It does, because AG had the line that everyone wants to print off on T-shirts. If you don't block, you're not getting the rock for his wide receivers, and it's a great selfless team message that he was pumping out a couple of months ago. So I would imagine that's a big piece of the puzzle here. So, guys, you can read the full article in the YouTube description down below. It's got more details on the Jets being the betting odds favorite to land Terry McLaurin based on what I'm not exactly certain, but these came out last night, and I said, well, that's a good story to bring on to the airwaves. So we'll open up the phone lines here in just a minute. Bob, did you catch any of the Hall of Fame game last night?
About 3 plays, and then I said, who the heck are these guys? It was the 4th string against the 3rd and 4th string most of the game. I mean, I just recalled when the Jets were there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, good times.
They played our boy Wilson the entire game. And Zach didn't look much better. He had one big play, but he didn't look much better in that game.
Big play to Malik Taylor. I think it was like a 67-yarder. Yeah. So it was a very nice play.
Yeah. With Aaron going, go, 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 go.
Right. And then they had Zach Wilson mic'd up because the Jets were on Hard Knocks that offseason as well. And Zach Wilson threw it, and he went, oh, man, talking to himself on the mic, like, nice dime. And then Robert Sala was like, what a great bleeping throw. And everyone was all fired up.
I hear Zach is tearing it up in Miami. Not.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. Again, it's interesting. The Dolphins said that they meticulously selected Zach Wilson of any backup quarterback that was going to be available, and they said he's our guy. So I'm going to be honest. If I'm a betting man, Tua's only been fully.
Bye-bye coaching staff.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they're firmly on the hot seat. But if there is something to bet on, we're talking about betting here. The fact of the matter is Tua's only been fully healthy once, and that was in the year leading into the massive contract he got, which means if he misses any time, Zach Wilson's the primary backup quarterback. We're going to see Zach Wilson this year for the Dolphins.
Play them the following week.
Yeah, our first Jets-Dolphins game is week 4, Monday Night Football.
Okay, so we have to have somebody target.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Week before.
Is that a bounty call over there? What's going on?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't.
Of course.
I did not use that Auntie B word. No.
Okay. Very well. I will tell you guys to continue to like the video, hit subscribe. And again, in case you missed it, Lou B Super Jets fan. Oh, whoops. Wrong screen. Sorry. Lou B Super Jets fan, you won our massive contest. Please reach out as soon as possible here to collect your prize and your winnings. Again, that is Lou B Super Jets fan. You are our winner for this month's contest. So please, there you go, Lou B Super Jets fan. You won it after several spins because of number 1 Austrian Jet fans and others, getting the wheels spun over and over again. So Lou B, please make sure you reach out ASAP. Again, you can do that at BoyGreen25, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or email Paul A. Esdin Jr. at gmail.com. Please take full advantage. All right, Bob, without further ado, let's open up the phone lines and let's get to all of these wonderful calls. It should be a fun time. If you guys want to call into the show and you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please hop on over to YouTube to react and interact with Bob here on the program. Quick half timeout, more coming up.
Boy Green Daily, talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Let's roll. Okay, we'll get to the contract here in just a second. We also have our next giveaway already ready. So any memberships, gifts, or anything of that nature that get gifted on today's show will go towards our next giveaway, which we do every single month here on the channel. So, guys, feel free to take full advantage of that. And real quick, Bob, before we take any phone calls, the numbers for Terry McLaurin in his final year of his deal here is he's going to count, and this number would change based on a trade, but he is set to count $25.5 million against the Washington Commanders cap. He has a $15.5 million base salary, so super reasonable for a very talented wide receiver. But obviously, he wants a lot more shekels than that.
Well, he wants like a 30% raise. No, I'm sorry. He wants a 100%
Yeah,
raise.
I was just about to say,
plus a couple of additional shekels on top of that.
That is correct. And okay, excellent news. Lou B, Super Jets fan, has been acknowledged. He now knows that he won, so he sent in a super chat. Hey now.
Wow.
I'm so happy I won. I will DM you. Excellent. Congratulations, Lou B. And then we can figure out all the details for the contest. And I will give a shout out to anyone that missed out on the giveaway and you still want to attend. I believe we have 5 ticket packages left. Once they're gone, and I will not be selling any more leading up into the game. So we have 5 ticket packages left. They are $300 a piece. That includes the tailgate food and drink before the game, the Jets Cowboys ticket, and a Jets Cowboys commemorative t-shirt. So folks, grab it while the getting's good before the getting's over. And that'll be coming up here shortly. And Lou B, we'll count this $2 you just sent into the next contest, which we will reveal before the end of the show. I'll throw it up on the screen to show you guys what you're going to win, and it's going to be pretty gosh darn cool. So I hope you guys enjoy that coming up here on the program. Okay, let's get to the phone lines here without further ado. Bob, we got a lot of people here on the program. Let's see, who do we go to first? Oh, of course, Hep. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, Bob. How's it going?
Good morning, man. How you doing?
Good. I finished the book, and there's so many things I could touch the base on and everything. However, there's at the end of the book, you mentioned most of the other NFL teams weren't that impressed with the win with the Jets. But they did win over one person, very important, Pete Rozelle. And when they won over Pete Rozelle, then that put the squash to trying to get the AFC out, the AFL.
Well, it was, but the guy who really made the push successfully was Al Davis.
Al Davis, okay.
Yeah.
Now I didn't realize after the Jets won the Super Bowl, all the revenue started coming in from the big the networks, and you looked at the birth of Monday Night Football too.
Yep.
So essentially, you looked at the Jets win was the birth of the modern NFL, what we see today.
That's right, and that's what I have long contended. Most people today, particularly younger people, don't understand. I mean, the AFC exists strictly because the Jets won Super Bowl III.
Yeah.
Because as I've explained before, Pete Rozelle 2 days before Super Bowl III had talked about all the AFL teams being digested into the NFL.
Right.
And he was talking about the Jets in the Giants division and Houston in the Dallas Cowboys division, et cetera, across the board.
Strange.
And after the game, the AFL owners got together and they told the NFL negotiators, I guess, about what was going to happen next. We don't want to do that. We want to stay as a united, group.
Right.
And that led to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and why do I always blank? But Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and the third team going from the NFL or the NFC,
Baltimore.
to the NFC. Baltimore. Oh,
yeah.
Most obvious one of all.
Right.
The Colts wanted to go more than anybody else, although I think the first one to do the jump was Cleveland. And when Cleveland did, Pittsburgh did, because they were natural rivals. They wanted to hang together.
Yeah,
and Baltimore's owner wanted to have the Jets come and visit Baltimore every year after what had happened in the Super Bowl.
Right. They wanted that. Right. The funny thing was, I remember when we're a little older, me and you, Bob. So these young guys, they don't remember the Baltimore Colts being in the same division as the New York Jets.
Yeah.
Which was so weird. I mean, when they did the whole division, it used to only be I think it was only the East and West for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then
there weren't enough teams for Central, but they added. But the other thing that's interesting about Baltimore, that decision cost Carol Rosenblum, basically his franchise.
Yeah.
because the people in Baltimore were incensed. They wanted the 49ers to come in every year, as they had, strangely enough, for those of you who don't know, the Baltimore Colts were in the Western Division of the National Football League. So their natural rivals were the Rams and the 49ers. And they wanted those teams to come in every year. And guess what? They now came in like every third or fourth year.
Right,
So
right.
he lost control of his franchise, and ultimately he traded it, to Los Angeles. And the LA owners took over the Colts, and then they moved.
Right,
So
right.
in the middle of the night. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's the other inside of what happened.
I'm curious about the whole Leon Hess eventually being the sole owner of the squad. I know it was Sonny's team coming in. He was the architect of the Super Bowl squad. Then I guess it took 1 year longer than it should have, and they muscled him out. Like, well, how did that
No,
work?
they muscled him out because Sonny Werblin was getting all the attention. In the
Oh,
beginning, the other members of his syndicate didn't care that Sonny was getting the attention, because Sonny was building an image, or new image, for the new Jets franchise.
right.
But ultimately, I think it came to a head. There was a team dinner in '67 with the media, and they sat the other Jet owners in the back of the room with their
Oh,
wives. And it was, according to historical records, I don't know how accurate this is, it was the wives who turned to their husbands and said, how can you stand for this? Why is he getting all the attention? And we're sitting in the back of the room. And that's a legitimate, concern
yeah,
there, I think.
sure.
You'd want to at least, be acknowledged and be where everybody could see you, and probably join Sonny. You probably should have put Sonny on the same table with him.
Yeah, at least that. They should do that.
Whoever made that decision, there was a lack of sensitivity. And that was kind of the last straw from everything that I've heard.
I think that was, we kind of won the thing with Sonny's team, but then after that, it was just all downhill. We went downhill from there.
Well, and the AFL also owes the merger, and actually owes more than that to Sonny, because when the NFL approached the AFL about finally merging in early '66, Sonny Werblin gathered all the AFL owners and said, don't make the deal. He said, because they want us to pay them, and they ended up doing that. The Jets had to pay the Giants, and the 49ers got money from the Oakland Raiders.
Right.
As part of the merger, it was paid out over many years.
Yeah.
And
The fan
Werblin
base,
said,
right? Yeah.
in another year, we will bring them to their knees, and they'll pay us to merge with them, because the AFL was starting to really get a lot of the high draft picks signed, and it was raising the stakes of how much even the NFL owners had to pay. Remember, Johnny Unitas was not making $100,000 a year.
No.
At that time.
It's
And
crazy.
Frank Ryan famously said when Namath signed, if he's worth, whatever the number was,
400,000.
then I'm worth $1 million.
Right.
So anyway.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Hey, wait,
Thanks, Paul.
actually, Hep, before
Yeah.
you go, so
Sure.
first off, thank you, Lou B. I know you're watching the show, a big fan of the show. We just confirmed all the details, so there's no need for a backup winner or anything. Lou B has confirmed everything, and he will be our winner, and he's super excited, and he's giddy like all hell from all these texts I'm getting. So he is super excited, so thank you. But that means a new giveaway is in play, Hep. And I think you and Bob are the perfect people to hear and debut this new giveaway for this month. So without further ado, let's throw it up here on the screen. Here is the giveaway for this month, Hep and Company, and it includes a Super Bowl III coin here, and I have it, and and this is 24 karat gold. Here it is on the screen. I'll highlight this on the screen so you guys can see it in solo mode. You guys are still both on camera. Here it is. This is the Super Bowl III coin. This is 24 karat gold. Beautiful. And this will be among the prize packs that are happening here, baby, on the show, along with all of these other prizes that I will highlight here on the screen. We're going to give you guys a vintage New York Jets player t-shirt and that New York Jets logo athletic prime hoodie t-shirt as well. So you have the gold coin with a certificate that comes with it right here of 24 karat gold and all the details from Super Bowl III, the game flip coin, which is awesome, plus all of those other merch items on the screen. So folks, if you gift, and here it is, we're back to normal, baby. All you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is $3. All you have to do is do a $3 super chat or $3 membership gifting, and you guys are eligible for this brand new contest for the entire month of August. So congratulations, and Hep and Bob, I thought you guys were the perfect people today.
Hey, Hep, how about you and I go 50-50, $1.50 each?
Yeah, we'll chip it. We'll share the coin. I'll give it to you half the year. You can send it to me the other half.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be terrific. So there you go. Hep, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, pal.
Have a good weekend, Hep.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Beautiful. Hep joining us here on the show. And again, another massive salute here, to Lou B. Super Jets fan. He's a big fan on Instagram. I see his comments a lot on the program. All right, let's keep rolling here. Again, that is our giveaway one more time. If you guys gift $3 at any point this month, they can be super chats, they can be membership gifting, they can be super stickers. You'll be eligible for this giveaway. We'll be drawing this on September 1st, which means the preseason will be over by then. So unbelievable. It should be a lot of fun as we continue to move on. All right, let's go to one of your favorites, Bob. This is a tradition. It is a cup of Philly noodles here on the program. What's up, Philly?
What's going on, Mr. Bobby? How you doing, Bob?
Hey, how you doing, Philly? By the way, they
I'm
still
doing
need a
pretty good.
second. What? They still need a second receiver.
You know, hey, Paul, how you doing? What's going on?
I
with
heard
you?
there's one available, but
Yeah,
Philly noodles. It's great to
I
see you,
dropped,
pal.
I think I dropped a little something in there. I think it was one of those memberships for a long time.
Oh wait, let me see. Yeah, let's wait. Let's highlight this. Yes, you had a message to share. So let's get this.
Wow.
So first off, Philly, thank you for being a member for over a year now. Unbelievable. You're the Boy Green Coffee Club. You know, we gotta have some sort of like a tattoo or a prize or something for this.
I was going to tell you, Paul. I think you need to get your daughter back and do an updated version.
Oh, that's true. Because she's so young. That's true. That's a good point. She's so young. We will have to update that. And my son, he's probably like, "What the hell's going on over there?" How am I not on the show?
Yeah, when he's ready to say "wow," I think you could have them do a duet.
Ooh, a double wow. Okay, I like that.
That's you do the whole family, including your wife.
Yeah. Wow.
Save that for the really big.
Oh, I see. Right. Have levels to this, Bob.
Yeah.
You know what you're thinking. I appreciate that.
I'm a marketing guy.
Yeah. Wow. So, Philly, read your message here out to the universe. So, what are you saying here?
Make the team better. Why not? Enough blockers. Thank you. I think we have enough blocking to contend with the AFC East. I think we're okay. You know, Bob, I understand where Glenn's coming from, but this is when it's got to be a Moogie Glenn idea, where I think Moogie has to recognize I can get an athlete at a price where even if he's not content being there, he comes here as long as we avoid a what's his name from last year.
Hassan.
Yeah. If we avoid a Hassan moment, sure. Please. But I don't think you can, right? So it's like it's titillating is really what the answer is. It's titillating. We'd love to do it, but why would we spend up again when we just did it with one of our receivers? So I could see where it doesn't happen at all. And I can see why they say we're the high betting odds. But if we put it into realization, he's looking for 30 plus, right? Cortland Sutton just signed again.
Yeah.
So he's at that age range. It's not to say they can't get paid, but we're not paying him 30 mil. Let's be honest.
I remember the day that Hassan, and I was listening to Jake that day. And Jake was going, "Oh, this is wonderful. This is great. He's blah, blah, blah." And I went, "Oh my God, you have to sign the guy to a contract if you're going to bring him in. He'll pull the same stunt in New York as he is in Philadelphia. And so you got to do the same thing here. If you're going to trade for him, it has to be tied to getting a new contract done with him."
Correct. That's why it's titillating. And I'm like, make the team better. Ooh, enough blockers. Ooh, but really in actuality,
do you want to have $66 million tied up in two wide receivers? I don't.
Well, I do want to say this because I've heard people bring that up a lot. Hey, boy, great. Your Jets are going to be paying two receivers a lot of money. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles just won the Super Bowl paying two receivers a lot of money, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. There's a couple other teams in the NFL that are paying like top 10, top 15 because all the new numbers are coming in. So I don't want to over exaggerate. But the Dolphins are paying two receivers a lot of buco bucks. The Bengals are now paying a lot of receivers buco bucks. So 100%. Yeah, you start throwing these receivers, these teams in the mix. So there are teams that have done it, including the Philadelphia Eagles who just won the Super Bowl. So the plan works, that it's possible, but you obviously need the right combination of everything else, which obviously the Eagles have.
I think that the tough part, and I like your point you just made, BG, which makes that's why it's tantalizing. Like you want to think you could do it, but where like I'm right in the fence in the middle with Bob too is the fact that what are we talking about? How long term is McLaurin looking for? If you can cut him 2 years, sure, because it's before Garrett's kicks in. But that's not what he's looking for. He's looking for probably 3, 4, 5 years. So unless he makes a deal with the devil and he says, listen, I'll make you guys good for 2 years, and then, you know what I mean? I just don't see it happening. He's probably looking for 30 instantaneously, something that kicks in with a bonus, and there's teams that need receivers. I mean, who is it to, certain teams that could afford it? Like maybe Atlanta can afford it.
Sure.
That would be, maybe the Raiders could use it. Like, there's so many teams that could use his services where I don't think Muji, with how they've gone moving with younger players, would go ape shit, excuse my language, to go and grab this guy. Yeah,
well, first off, it's the internet. You can say whatever you want, Philly, within reason. And secondly, is that a new TV show coming out? Muji Knows Best. I used to love Hogan Knows Best. Unfortunately,
knows best,
R.I.P. So if that's a new TV show, I'd love to see it. Yeah.
Listen, Mooj in Denver swindled us, and they took away a rock of defense next to Mr. Big Q, and it ruined us. I'll stay with that forever. That's the truth.
Of course.
And, they knew what they were doing, and they run a pretty good, team over there, the Broncos, no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know how they made the playoffs last year, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But, yeah. End of story. I think Terry McLaurin's still too tantalizing. It's still too much money. Bob, I have to side with that. And BG, I would love it, dude. We would love it. We would love it. But Bob, we're in an agreement, my guy. We have to shake hands virtually right now.
There you go. Very nice.
I know we still won't make a bet, but sooner or later we're in agreement.
Here's what I would say, because there's a lot of people in the chat going,
we're going to make a bunch of gentleman bets this year.
Ooh, okay.
Like
I'm looking forward to that. I would say this because I'm sure the audience is like, what in the world? The Bob and Philly have gotten together here, and I would just say every blind squirrel finds a nut. There's inspiration for all of you out there that anything can happen maybe once. And it's happening.
Anything is possible. I know you love your Celtics. I can't take it, but that is the greatest quote.
That is. I can't believe right immediately after the championship, anything is possible. And now it lives forever. So appreciate that, Philly. Thanks for calling in. Also, I want to clarify this because a lot of people have questioned this immediately because I may be an idiot, Bob. So I've flashed these prizes on the screen. We're going to be giving away all these prizes. That's true. I said 24 karat gold, and people were like, 24 karat gold? Are you sure? Apparently, the little note here, 24 karat gold flashed, which I just Googled. Apparently, it's a dusting of some kind of the gold, so I guess it's not fully gold. So I apologize. I don't know anything about jewelry, so I'm an idiot.
I withdraw my split with Philly for
that's fair.
$50 each.
That's fair. No longer 24 fully karat gold. It is 24 karat gold flashed, limited edition for the National Football League. So there you go. Take that for what you will.
They're going to keep soaking it up, even though they didn't want to give the Jets credit for winning. They want to still make the money on it.
Hey, you know what? I can see it. That coin's cool. I sort of want to keep it for myself, but I feel like that
no doubt. It's a collector's item.
That would be cool. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got Mr. Famous Fulton here on the show.
Good morning, Paul.
Hey, what are you on the road?
Yeah, I'm heading to work.
Oh, okay. What do you do?
I fold silverware.
What do you do?
I fold silverware.
Oh, yes. Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
So what's going on?
So how'd the contest go?
The contest went well. It went to a wonderful man named Lou B. He won. He's a big fan on Instagram. He DM'd me. So sorry, Mr. Famous Fulton. You did not win that contest. I'm so sorry. But thank you and all the people that donated raffle tickets to you. That was very cool.
Better luck.
Thank you. And this is my thanks to everyone for doing this for me, for the birthday wishes and everything from last month. So I'm gonna be looking forward for my next future plans for next year.
Amen. Well, Mr. Famous,
Amen.
thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Mr. Famous Fulton, who you missed it, Bobby played a ukulele live on
Oh,
camera, and he
wow.
made up a Jets song and played it on the show. So that was very
By
moving.
the way,
So,
is Ray still there?
Ray has not been here in the call-ins yet. So,
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
I thought he was calling in. Okay. All right.
yeah, I thought he was going to too. So go ahead.
He's
I don't.
a big time attorney. You know, he
Okay.
hasn't got a lot of time to spend.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have like a bat signal for Ray that channels him to call in? So if you have
Yeah,
one, feel free to flash it.
I tell him a Saturday before call in.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. So Ray, if you call in, I'll definitely let you on the show, but I don't see you in the green room, so I cannot let you on if you're not on. What is the number, Ray?
You have
says?
to educate these Jet fans about
that's true.
Justin Fields.
So, yeah, first off, Ray, if you'd like to call in, it is the pinned comment on YouTube. It says call in here. It's highlighted on YouTube. You click that, and 2 more buttons should get you calling into the show. So, Ray, feel free to exercise that. It is right here on your screen. I would share the screen, but then it would get all Inception on us with us looking at ourselves in ourselves and send us down a weird tunnel. So, yes, just if you click the call in link on YouTube.
I want to tell you something. I think your breaking video that you use to before you take calls, you got to extend it about 3 seconds, because that's how much longer I need to refill my Jets coffee cup, put a little bit of skim milk in it, and add a little bit of sweetener. If you can do that just for 3, slow it down a little bit.
I see what you're saying.
And then then you won't see a blank screen when you come back.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so I'm sort of timing you on the 40-yard dash, apparently, as you're chucking over to the coffee.
I'm 73 years old, so my 40 is not as fast as it was when I was 72.
I will keep that in mind. So I will try to extend that for you. Okay, I believe Ray has cracked the call-in line, so let's go to Ray.
Yeah,
Ray joins us here.
I cracked the code.
There you go. What's up, Ray? Good morning.
Good morning.
Educate everyone about Justin Fields, Ray.
And also introduce yourself if you can, Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Asher, Chicago attorney for 40-odd years. At one time certified with the NFLPA as an agent.
Cool.
Represented a lot of people you've never heard of, primarily in the Arena Football League and minor league hockey and some pro wrestlers.
Wow.
So Justin Fields was hampered by the coaching staff, who largely did not want him to run. They were afraid that he was going to get hurt just like Trubisky. Trubisky liked to run, and of course a running quarterback opens up the field and keeps linebackers honest.
Yeah.
But the Bears were afraid that they were spending money on a quarterback that would get hurt if he was allowed to run. And they also had no blocking for Fields, and they've tried very hard to make sure they don't make the same mistake with Caleb. So if the Jets will block for Fields, if they will allow him the opportunity to pick and choose his spots, boy, he could easily be a Bobby Douglas type of quarterback that could run for 1,000 yards.
Oh, baby.
But at the same time be a much better quarterback who could throw downfield, and he's got tremendous arm strength.
So Ray, you believe in Justin Fields?
I like Justin Fields. I'm not sold yet on Caleb here in Chicago, but I like Justin.
Okay.
Ray, have you been as amazed as I have every single day? I'm sure you still read the sports pages like I do. Almost every day for 3 months now, it's been the same story about Caleb and whether he's ready and what they're doing and what he thinks and what other people on the team thinks. It's like they have nothing else to write about. Obviously, the season hinges on how well Ben Johnson can tutor Caleb Williams.
I went to the Cotton Bowl when Caleb threw against Tulane, and I'm a Tulane fan. And Tulane had one of the great comebacks in college football history, beating Caleb in that Cotton Bowl. I walked away from the Cotton Bowl not a Caleb fan. I thought he was so full of himself. He hasn't really shown that side of his personality here in Chicago, so maybe he's been humbled a little bit. But but you're right about Johnson, and I think that the change in the hierarchy in Chicago might do him some good, might have done Fields some good if he had that opportunity.
Hey, real quick, Ray, we're getting this from the chat. Philly Noodles says, is Ray Asher now going to be a part of every Friday moving forward now that you've called into the program? So you're developing quite an audience immediately here, and we appreciate Philly Noodles gifting a membership in your honor. Wow.
Well, I am humbled. I am at the same time humiliated. So unless your podcast is going to turn into minor league football, arena football, and minor league hockey and pro wrestling, I don't know.
And this week with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and hey, well, here's the thing, Ray, and I
by
love
the
that
way,
you
I
called...
was not a Hulk Hogan fan.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll leave that one right where
and
it's
I've got
parked.
stories.
I'm sure you do, and we'll have to explore that actually in a different podcast. Shout out, by the way, Philly, your membership went to Philip Rezak Jr. Appreciate it. You have a raffle ticket for the contest. But Ray, the other thing I just want to say is I love that you're calling in for Bob. That's awesome and really cool. Now, the only problem is you're a Chicago Bears fan, right, Ray?
I am.
Okay. Well, you guys hired the wrong former Detroit Lions coordinator. Sorry, Aaron Glenn. Sorry. What is going to be above you there? But, Ben Johnson's not bad.
I got somebody calling in about that, too.
Oh, boy. Okay. That should
By
be
the way,
I
was a Babe Parilli fan.
Okay.
Really? You never told me that.
Well, I knew Babe from arena football.
Oh, really? That's right. He did coach arena football.
He did.
Yeah,
Yep.
he coached everywhere. Paul, he coached in literally every league that existed.
Wow.
Up until, he passed away about, 5 or 10 years ago. But he was an assistant coach or a head coach. And in fact, I think he coached in 2 different indoor leagues.
A very decent guy. Nice man.
Okay. Hey, Ray, before we get you out of here, what is your prediction for Justin Fields and the Jets this year? So besides, obviously, we're going to win the Super Bowl, but besides that, what else are you predicting for Justin Fields?
I would love to see him run for 1,000 yards because he will open up the field if he's allowed to run. We'll see if the coaches let him. But the guy, he's an incredibly talented athlete.
Ray, do you think he's accurate in his throws? Because that was one of the other criticisms of him.
It's a solid criticism. He overthrew, but when you got guys bearing down on you, it's easy to overthrow on an out pattern. And you saw a lot of balls flying into the stands, but that's going to happen when you've been sacked a few times.
Is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Well, I guess
not when Aaron was in his prime, certainly.
No.
But right now?
Right now, yes. Better than Aaron Rodgers.
Justin Fields time, baby. Way to go, Ray. Thanks for the call. And Ray, feel free to call in moving forward.
Have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, look at Ray. Okay, now, Bob, see, you've been on the show so long, you were bringing your own posse over here.
Right,
I'm like, okay.
That's right. Hey, it had to happen.
That's for sure. All right.
First, I converted the Boy Green faithful.
Yeah,
and
that's
now
it.
I'm adding to it.
Okay, I respect it and appreciate it. We have 500 people in the room, so like the video, hit subscribe if you guys are watching. We'll keep mixing in Bob's people and everyone else's people. DNY for Life is next, a.k.a. Devin. What's up, brother?
Hey, BG, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Good morning, Devin.
Good morning. Good morning, Bob. How are you doing?
I'm good. I hope you're doing well, too.
Well, I'm doing all right, Bob. I'm going to tell you a couple things. First, I got to share this. BG, I'm in your neck of the woods, your old neck of the woods. You spent some time in South Carolina, right?
I did. Goose Creek and Somerville. Yes, sir.
Nice. I'm down here in Myrtle Beach, Seaside Resort. And it's a beautiful place. We rented a beautiful house. Everything is nice. I was hanging out with my friends last night. There's a place I'm going here with this, so just bear with me, okay?
Of course.
I've been down here since last Saturday. And beautiful house we rented. And I went out with my friends last night, got home just before 2. And I went for a walk at about 6 o'clock this morning because I couldn't sleep again.
Yep.
The bed that I have is a nice king size bed is hard as a fucking rock.
I thought
I
you were going to
miss
say you were losing sleep about the Jets' first preseason game.
Yeah, right.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not, Bob. This bet is so hard. Everything else is nice, and they have these. Oh man. So I was just like, I can't sleep every night. I can't sleep. I bounce from place to place. So anyhow, so that's that. But so I got a little walk. So that felt good. Got a little endorphins in. Yeah, but it sucked. It sucked, BG. But it's been nice down here. It's been cool.
Oh, that's
Been having
good.
a good time. We can't wait to get back to my bed though.
Yeah.
Now let me move on to my Jets points. But before I go to my points, I was hoping, Bob, you would say to me, "Hey, Devin, did you buy my book?" Well,
Hey, Devin, have you read? Hey, Devin, have you read my book?
Yeah.
I have not, nor have I purchased it. Now I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh,
You're my reason, Bob.
I've given away all the best stories.
No, I'll make you a bet. I'll purchase your book. There's two stipulations in which I'll purchase your book.
Yeah.
But one of them is really easy.
Yeah.
If you can just be positive about the New York Jets and Justin Fields going forward throughout the season, I will purchase your book. I've been listening to you, BG. I listen in the background all the time. I call in all the time. I love the show. I love BG. I'm going to be at the game.
Yes,
But
sir.
Bob,
You will be.
you have been very negative about Justin Fields. I expected Ray to come out here and be negative as well, but Ray was actually somewhat positive. So that was really pleasant. However, can we take a positive approach? I think one of the things that I don't think you've given credit to is player development. I think about Lamar Jackson, right? When Lamar came into the league, he was a running quarterback. He was supposedly inaccurate, which I don't understand how you could throw for 2,500 yards in college and run for another 1,000 and you're still inaccurate. But that's another story. But he was inaccurate. But now what is he? He's the MVP. He's the three-time MVP now?
Yes,
so,
3.
So there's a possibility for players to improve. So I would like to be positive about my Jets. I believe in Justin Fields. I believe that we're actually going to win. I'm on the record, and BG, I've said this. I think we're going to win at least 12 games this year. Now, you might think I'm insane, and I might be, but I would much rather go into a season being positive than stooping on the negative. And I don't want to say there's nothing to savor in the negative. What's up?
Yeah. I just want to add this in just for a factual. Lamar's 2-time MVP. Should have run 3-time. We have better stats than Josh Allen last year.
You're right.
But 2-time. I just wanted to clarify that.
And I would also say about Lamar Jackson, one of my other best friends is a graduate of Louisville, and he fills me in every year at draft time about who does Louisville have that's going to be a good pro. And Lamar Jackson was a star at Louisville. And he told me, well, he does have a little problem throwing, but he's a pretty good quarterback. And he slid to the end of the first round, and that's nothing wrong with that because he's shown himself to be better than anybody else that got drafted that year.
Right. I bet the Giants wish they would have took him.
Isn't there a thin line between being honest or trying to be? I'll use the word analytical, but I'm not an analytical, genius by any means. I'm just telling you what I've seen. And I think you'll agree that my opinion is as worthwhile as anybody else's opinion.
Absolutely.
And they have issues beyond Justin Fields. Listen, if you were to say to me, you sound like you don't want the Jets to be good, nothing could be further from the truth. I want them to be good.
I don't believe that. I don't believe you think that. I don't believe that you don't want them to be good.
Really,
I just think your perspective on them is negative, though. And I think you don't give credence to the fact that we have an amazing offensive line with a rookie being like the weakest link on that, which is the protection that Justin Field hasn't had in his previous 2 stops. He has 3 really amazing running backs. He has, a tier 1 wide receiver. Also, speaking of wide receivers, something else I wanted to ask you about, BG. I've been hearing a lot because, Bob, I'm gonna ask you to. I don't know if you listen to Will Parkinson and Connor Long. I was checking out TOJ.
I love listening to Will. I think he really knows his stuff. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Will knows his stuff, right? So Will knows his stuff. Will's talked about the positives of Justin Fields and what he has seen in training camp. And I think that we have a lot.
Covering the practices,
while covering the practices. He's been positive about that. So again, everything that we're hearing from the coaching staff, everything. Tanner Ashton spoke yesterday. He spoke highly of Justin Fields as well. You know, one of the things Conor Long talked about yesterday, you said that, you know, one of the difficulties that he had, right? Conor Long talked about this dump out pass that he had. He had Quincy Blitzen, and he saw it coming, which, okay, hadn't been able to read the field before, right? But he saw that coming and dumped it off the breeze for a check down, and that check down led to a touchdown. So that's just emphasizing the fact that he is learning and he is processing. He's a hard worker. He's determined. He understands that this is his last opportunity. So let's put positive energy behind this young man and behind the team, right? I think we do recognize that we do have some weaknesses. I will say our defensive line could use a little bit more depth. However, let's trust our staff. By the way, the other way that I will, if we only win 6 games, I'll buy your book. That's the other one. That was the other place.
Okay,
well, you being positive.
Let me address the book, okay? Because that's, and I'm not here to sell the book. I mean, it'd be great if people want to buy it. Terrific. Like I keep kidding.
If people would like to buy the book, Beyond Broadway Joe, the Super Bowl team that changed football.
By the way, you need to show it more prominently behind you Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Sorry about that.
But anyway, listen. I don't want you to buy the book for or against what I think about this year's team, okay? I think you, as a fan and as someone who really knows football, because I can see clearly, I can hear clearly that you do know the game, that you will find it really interesting to hear about what was going on behind the scenes and with the football team itself, and the changes they had to make and why they had to make it. And it's all football related. And there are lessons that I learned from writing that book that carry through to today.
So, now, Bob, do you think you can share more of your cheery disposition on the Jets? Yes, that's what DNY for Life is asking.
For anybody, you've insulted me. For anybody to say that a guy who has been a fan since their first season in 1963 as a kid, okay, up and through today, and who has seen this entire history of this franchise, to say that I don't want them to win. If I didn't want them to win, I could have been.
Never said that.
He's not. He's just saying he needs you to be more optimistic, more positive, more cheery.
I could have easily switched over to the Giants because they won way more Super Bowls than we have, but I'm not. And I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, Bob. Yeah, please.
So I was there's even more reason why I would be intrigued to purchase your book. I'm gonna tell you why. So I was late in life to football, right? Because I wasn't born in this country. So I was born in Belize in Central America. So when I came to this country, I grew up in New York City, right? I was a young kid, and everyone kind of like told me I needed to be a Giants fan, right? So I became a Giants fan, playing football, learning to play football, and I was like, I like the Giants, and I still have love for the Giants. I really became a big Tuna fan. I was like, this guy's amazing. And that's what really gravitated him and Lawrence Taylor and Mark Bavaro, and there was a bunch of guys. So, it was cool. And they won Super Bowl. So I was a kid, But then I went to the military. And when in the military, I became a New York fan because I was harassed brutally, in a fun way, jovial way. I was on a Kitty Hawk. I was on an aircraft carrier, 5,000 guys. I knew a lot of them. We were cool. I'm not an asshole, so I made friends, So, but I got harassed for every New York team. But when Tuna came to the Jets, man, and I was rooting for all the New York teams, and then I started loving the Jets. That's when I started loving the Jets. I started liking the Jets. I don't say love, I say like. However, thereafter, Curtis Martin came. Oh my God, my favorite player of all time, Curtis Martin. Curtis, my favorite Martin. I love that man, and I just love him because he was a humble superstar. And I love players that are not braggadocious and is self-absorbed. So that made me gravitate towards him, right? Because I loved his humility, and so that was a beautiful thing. So for me, I would love to learn, and I'm a die hard now. Since then, I drank that Kool-Aid. People tell me I'm crazy, but I'm in. I've been in since then, and I've never looked back since. And as you can see, I have like a couple of things. My wife is a big Giants fan, so I got a couple of things that says Giants, but she's a bigger Jets fan now. Jets fan now. I have converted her as well. We saw the struggle is real, and we're there. And I'm not questioning anybody's fandom, and I'm telling anyone how to fan. People might be like, "You're not a true Jet fan. You like the whatever. I don't care. I love the Jets, and everybody knows that. See me. I'm down here in South Carolina. You know, shit I've taken. You know, you're a Jets fan, and I'm like, I'm giving it right back to them. Yeah. You know, so anyhow,
and what
so
are they? By the way, what are they?
history.
Panthers fans? What are they going to say?
Cowboys. It was a couple of
up.
Cowboys fans actually. Interesting.
Oh, get ready for week 5.
I was like, let's go. I'm going to be there week 5. You going to be there? I'm going to be there. So I'm looking forward to that, Bob. So that's another reason. So to gain that perspective of history of the game from your book would be amazing for me, and I'm willing to purchase it. But probably I'll still purchase it, to be honest with you. But I want you to be positive.
Try to
but
be
I'm
more
not going to purchase it.
Yeah.
Till I hear a little bit more positivity.
If they start winning, you know.
But we don't know that, Bob. We don't know that.
But what about a belief, Bob? Right now, everyone's tied for first place.
Yes.
That's what DNY for Life is talking about. That there, sure, you can be negative based on the results, but can you be positive?
That's the case. If you want to be all positive, well, why doesn't everybody just say they're going to win the Super Bowl? You know that.
I do. Every year
that is the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah,
that's the goal. Last year I said we were going to go 20-0. I said we weren't going to lose a game because of Aaron Rodgers, but he's not here anymore. He sucks.
If they even get a sniff near the Super Bowl, Aaron Glenn goes not into the Hall of Fame. He goes in the Hall of the Gods.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, Aaron
and I believe, and you know, you mentioned Parcells, and it's hard not to be a huge Parcells fan, even though he jumps from franchise to franchise. But he is a bona fide great coach. And Aaron Glenn, I really do believe, is the closest thing to a Parcells that you're going to find, because I think he's
better.
You know, well, okay, let's hope he is. But I always have loved Parcells' attitude and his credo, which is, you know, you're as good as your record says you are.
Says you are. Yep, absolutely. You
So
can't give me. And what else? What else did he say? He also said, you can't expect me to cook the meal without shopping for the ingredients, right?
Yep.
And so
Yep.
we're allowing AG to shop for his ingredients, and we may not like his ingredients, but let's see what the end product is of the amazing meal that he's preparing for us. Like Chef Kevin is going to be preparing for us at this amazing tailgate. Let's shout out to Chef Kev. Love you, bro. So you know, let's. That's all I'm saying. Like, if we could be all wrong, and I could be wrong, and AG could suck. But until AG sucks, I'm not going to believe that, because I think at some point we have to believe that this is going to turn around.
And I'm not saying that Fields is going to be horrible. I'm just pointing out some of the problems he has had elsewhere. In fact, I was listening to a Pittsburgh show the other day, and they were very, very complimentary about Fields, and said that they thought that the Fields being replaced, you know, in midseason was just kind of a freak out by Pittsburgh coaching staff, because they had acquired, you know, the other quarterback.
Yeah, they regret that. They regret that. That's why they wanted him back.
And he wasn't costing them a lot of money, and neither was Fields.
Neither.
And they figured, okay, we need a more professional guy, a guy who's honed his skills and knows how to win. But you know, in the end, it didn't make any difference.
No,
that's
Bob, you're helping me. Bob, you're helping me with my point. He didn't cost him a lot of money. He's not costing us a lot of money. So if he doesn't work out, we move on, right?
Exactly.
And we go to the next. We get to draft somebody.
I won't admit that he isn't costing him a lot of money. They're paying him $30 million. Not that I have an issue with that.
Relatively speaking to other NFL players.
Yeah, he ranks like 19th in the starting quarterback salary. So that's
okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, you know, talent is talent. Devin, whether you buy the book or not, I love you.
Okay.
I love you too, Bob. And I appreciate the history, appreciate the knowledge. BG, you know I love you. I appreciate you guys taking my call. I appreciate the dialogue.
Sure.
Yes.
Call in just before the season starts, and you and I will make a gentleman bet or two.
Ooh.
Sounds great. I will do that. I'm probably going. I usually my every other Friday. You know, I usually
there you go.
That's
we'll work out the math and see how those Fridays.
You don't like me to be negative. Don't read the last page of my book, because I point out that they just have the worst record of all the AFL teams that got absorbed into the National Football League, since all those teams got absorbed into the National Football League.
Yeah,
hey, the Patriots sucked for forever until they got Bill Belichick. And he sucked as a head coach in 2 previous stops, and then they went on a 20-year run.
And they got
time for the 20-year run for the start.
And they got Bill Belichick.
For life.
They got Bill Belichick because of Parcells. So.
Well, DNY for life. Thank you very much. We will see you at the tailgate, baby. And Bob, here's the interesting thing about you. And we're about to find that out perhaps from another caller coming in. So Stephen Fox sends in this super chat here on the show, and we appreciate it. Hey, now.
Wow.
Bob, the thing I love about you is you're polarizing. The key in this business is to be loved or hated, right? You ended up with an I love
And
you.
it's
with
the real
DNY
me.
for
I'm
life.
not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to be what
Which I love.
feel in my heart.
Yes. And I love that.
I mean, let me tell you how I don't really believe, and I hope I'm wrong, but I canceled my NFL Sunday Ticket subscription. I'm going to watch the game some other dastardly way, but I'm not going to pay the NFL $400 to watch what I considered, and I did this before they hired Aaron Glenn, but to watch some mediocre football again, as the old sign above the Giants games used to say. They said 10 years of bad football. Well, it's been more than 10 years of bad football for the Jets. And, and I think they made the right step. I don't know about Muji. We'll see. We'll see how good the draft was because Muji obviously controlled the draft. And I'm sure Aaron had a lot of input in it. But sure. I am impressed by Aaron, and I am impressed by how the players are supporting him. And I've been surprised at some of the shots that have been taken at the old regime by these same players. It's not something you see a lot. Most professionals in any sport basically will say, well, that's yesterday. Let's not worry about yesterday. Let's focus on today and in the future. And I think Aaron's going to bring the best that the Jets have out of these players. But the other thing that Devin said that I completely disagree with is development. Development is the underlying foundation of my book about the Super Bowl Jets, because Weeb did a bunch of guys who just got pulled out of college, and they were really good college players. But as we all know, in college, you're playing against other kids, and in the pros, you're playing against men. And he coached these guys up all over the field, and they just got so much better, year after year. And they finally, got to the top of the mountain. So if they hadn't been hurt, basically across the team in the year after the Super Bowl, they very well had a great shot to go back to the Super Bowl again.
Well, and who knows what could have happened. Yep. But the thing I love about you, Bob, is that I know you're not playing a character based on the million times I've gotten a chance to talk with you. And I love that you are loved or hated. As we see, Stephen Foxer sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It's a raffle ticket for a contest and $1 away from another raffle ticket for our August contest. I like Bob just the way he is. Much respect. Beautiful. And there are people on the other side as well. So
so be it. If you want to call in and criticize me, go ahead. I'm a man enough to take it. And I'll defend myself to the best of my ability, but I'll also be honest with you. I want them to win, but I just don't have, based on experience, total faith that they're going to win 12 games, Devin. Okay. You're not going to have a gentleman bet about that before the season starts.
All right, let's do this. There's someone else you're going to have to defend yourself against here just in a second, Bob, based on the phone calls I'm seeing. But before we get there, some memberships are being gifted from the Peanut Gallery. Appreciate it. J-Boy.
J-Boy.
We'll read that membership in a second. And DNY for life, the guy you were just trading conversation with on the show with the 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships.
Well, I'll take some credit for that.
Please do. Absolutely. We'll send that royalty check in the mail, baby. By the way, those are all raffle tickets. DIY for life. You got 5 raffle tickets for August contest. J-Boy, you also have a raffle ticket. That went to John Edinger Jr. Here are the 5 new members of Boy Green Coffee Club from DIY for life. Day Teasy, Smoke Champ, Golden Arms, Justin Flanagan, Derek Q, and those members coming in. So beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody, for those contributions. All right, Bob, you may want to roll up your sleeves here. You have an adversary coming up next on the show that may cause you some issues. Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's Bob's friend from the Lions and Buckeyes fan. There you go. Bob's friend, the Lions and Buckeyes fan, excuse me. Hey,
Mike.
What's going on?
What's up, Bob?
Listen, I want everyone to know that I had a professional lunch with Mike about 10 days ago.
Okay.
And it was 2 weeks ago. And at the end, we were just walking to each other's respective points at Old Orchard. And he mentioned to me he's a Detroit Lions fan. And he said, who you root for? And I said, the New York Jets. And he said, I love Aaron Glenn, and I love your quarterback. And I went,
ooh,
what?
Okay.
I said, Aaron Glenn, 2 thumbs up. Our quarterback? So anyway, I told him to call in. I said, tell us about Aaron Glenn and why you love him so much. But then let's really get into Justin Fields. So go ahead,
please.
Mike.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. Here's the problem that I have with people bashing Justin Fields already with the Jets.
Okay.
He didn't forget how to be a quarterback when he was throwing the ball to a receiver named, Garrett Wilson.
I remember that guy. Yeah.
You might know him. He's like your now number one
And that's
receiver.
when he was at Ohio State.
Correct.
He also didn't forget how to run. He essentially just got a really bad coach in Chicago, really bad coaching, really bad systems, really bad processes. But once he got out of that and he got into Pittsburgh, which I'm not saying was any better, but it was certainly a step above Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's coming to a team that's a lot stronger. It's being built like my Lions are. It's being built from the line. It's being built with a mentality. You've got I think, a great general manager. It was a great hire you guys did there with the guy from Denver, I think it was. Darren, I'm going to get it.
Darren Muji.
Thank you very
yes.
much.
Yeah.
You guys are building the team the correct way. And so when I saw that Aaron Glenn, when he was hired, I was like, crap. Like, he's such a good coach. He's a good motivator. He's a great teacher. He's a great leader. Do you know how many people in Detroit were sad that Aaron Glenn was hired by the Jets? That's an indicator. And not to say that yesterday's Hall of Fame game was any indication, but they looked like matzah out there. They were just getting cracked everywhere.
Hey, you know what? I mean, obviously, I tweeted this out in the middle of the game. I threw this one up first. The Lions' offense doesn't look the same without Tanner Engstrand. People seem to get a good kick out of that. And I also put up a follow-up one for Aaron Glenn. The Lions' defense doesn't look the same without Aaron Glenn. I put that one up as well. So, hey, I mean, facts are just facts. I mean, come on. How can you not do a full judgment of the Hall of Fame?
I don't want to divert your attention from what you really want to talk about, but Ben Johnson versus Aaron Glenn, which one is a bigger loss to the Lions?
Oh, God. Aaron Glenn he was glue to that team. It's one thing to be a great defensive mind. It's another thing to be someone who understands culture and organization. I always thought it was interesting if you would watch the sidelines that Aaron Glenn would be talking to everybody. I don't care if you're on offense or defense. I mean, that's respect. And the fact that it came from a guy like Dan Campbell, who when everybody first saw he was hired and they saw the whole kneecap speech, they're like, what the hell did the Lions do? But you saw the method to the madness. And so you look at Sheila Hamp, you see Rod Wood, you see the way that they built things. The Jets are doing something similar for the first time in times that I can remember. And you guys are the Jets fans more than I am. Am I wrong? I mean, I think you guys are onto something.
You made a great point that Aaron Glenn has made, and that is I'm not a defensive football coach. I am a football coach.
I will tell you, that was one of the things I enjoyed. So obviously the Jets fired their head coach after week 5. So we've had a lot of time as Jet fans to think about who is going to be the next guy. And one of the guys that Jet fans circled early was Aaron Glenn. So I got to see a couple of Detroit Lions press conferences because inevitably he was asked about potential head coaching vacancies and things of that nature. And a Lions coach, or not a Lions coach, a Lions media member asked AG, and he said, hey, if you look at a bunch of the Super Bowls, they've been mostly offensive coaches. So why do you, Aaron Glenn, think that you're just going to be a head coach somewhere and be that guy? Aaron Glenn immediately pushed back, said, yeah, Mike Tomlin and Bill Belichick off the top of my head are defensive guys that won Super Bowls. But anywho, I'm not to what Bob just said. I am not a defensive coach. I'm just a coach. And I just happen to be coaching on the defensive side of the ball. And he's told stories about this on different podcasts that over the last 10 years, he has spent parts of every offseason meeting with offensive coaches and masterminds, one of them being Todd Haley, who he had a relationship with both on the Jets and the Dallas Cowboys when they connected when he was a player and a scout. And he said that he meets over the last decade, he's met with offensive coaches to know the offense even better than the defense. So when he inevitably gets his head coaching job he thought he was going to get, they'd be prepared for the moment. And that's the thing that's proven true so far. We're just in training camp. Nothing's happened yet, but he's constantly moving. He's with the tight ends and he's with the defensive backs and he's with the safeties. He is constantly moving and he's, marketedly being that overall coach that he claimed to be so far.
Well, and I think he has legitimacy at all those different stations, on the team. And on top of that, and this was pointed out again this week as well, he really wanted the Jets job, and he has wanted it for a long time, which I don't think anybody really understood. He really was proud, wearing the Jets uniform for all those years, and he was a terrific cornerback.
Yeah, former All-Pro player.
Yeah.
And I think you also have to realize that when he was a Jets cornerback, he kind of exuded what you guys were as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And as a fan, like I used to watch him play and I thought that guy was a big pain in our ass. And then I would watch Barry Sanders run all over him and like go crazy and I'd be fine. But I think that there's something very good that you guys just talked about when Aaron Glenn is talking to all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Glenn is a great listener as much as he is as a teacher. And this is from someone, I teach part-time at Northwestern, and I've seen some coaches who are really good teachers, and I've seen some coaches that are really bad teachers. The fact that people listen to him and they comprehend what he's saying, and they take it to where they're going in life, that's pretty powerful. And so when I saw that Justin Fields was coming to the Jets, I think this is where he's going to be the guy. And I think he's going to be the guy because number one, he's listening to Justin.
Yep.
He's going to communicate with Garrett. There's also other people on that team that have Ohio State roots.
Sure. Yeah.
When you can get guys just that when there's some familiarity and some culture, and there's something that I think is really intangible with your team. I think you guys are building something called a vibe.
Ooh.
You're building this idea like the Jets are going to be something. And I think you guys should build on that. I'm kind of with Devin, with your last caller. Bob was saying it was like the over-under on your team was like what, 9 wins, 8 wins?
The over-under from Vegas is 5.5. Devin believes that they're going to win at least 12 games.
I said Bob, I said 8 or 9.
Okay, what? There we go.
Like literally, these guys don't forget how to play. And I think sometimes you just need like a really good teacher and a really good system to really bring out the best of people. And we saw that in Detroit. I mean, who thought that Jared Goff was going to be anything?
Nobody.
He was a throw-in.
Right. And look what happened when he got into a system with great players and people who believed in him.
And
I think that Justin Fields is the next Jared Goff.
That built a system around him to get everything out of him they could, which is what Aaron Glenn has talked about the Jets doing in order to try to unleash him as a real quarterback.
So let me ask you, Bob's friend, the Lions and Buckeyes fan.
By the way, anybody out there, he has a little note underneath. Anybody out there that's looking for a really good PR guy, you can clearly already see what a good salesman Mike happens to be. So if anybody out there needs one or knows somebody that needs one, just work it through me and I'll put the two of you in touch. But go ahead, answer the question.
Yeah, I may actually.
You're a good
need
man,
that.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, is Bob this, as DNY for Life is saying, just this negative Nancy and everything in his life is just pessimistic and negative, or is there a positive bone in that body somewhere? Where is it? Where's it, Mike?
There's hope somewhere. Everybody's got hope somewhere.
But beneath the surface. Okay, we just sort of got to dig in. We've only been doing this with Bob every week for, like a month or something. I don't know. We got to keep digging in.
I think you will have to admit, I bring a very different kind of vibe and attitude in with the people that I've invited in to call in. Not that there's
Yes.
anything wrong with your listeners.
course.
I love talking to them and they're great, but there's a little bit different vibe from these native Chicagoans.
And I will just say, this has been really cool, and I'm seeing people compliment it in the chat, that there's this awesome cross-pollination that's happening here. Bob, everyone that joins the show, and I do this show every single morning at 7:30 in the morning. I've done this for like the last 3 years or something. Every day, holiday, it doesn't matter. Every single day talking about the Jets. I think the cool thing is that when guests take ownership of the show, and that you're doing this weekly spot, it's as much as mine as it is yours on these Fridays, which is a lot of fun. And the people seem to be enjoying you bringing your people, quote unquote, over, because they're becoming our people. And it's a great conversation.
And I love getting up at 5:45 in the morning to make myself available for this.
My guy, see, that's the kind of dedication we need around the New York Jets. So I appreciate that, Bob.
Hey, have a great weekend, Mike.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. This was fun.
Thanks for
All right,
calling.
we'll have to do this again. Feel free to call in. We open up the phone lines every single day, and Bob joined us every Friday. So beautiful. Okay, great. All right, let's keep the cross pollination going. Again, we have 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe.
That's good.
Wow. Yeah. A lot of people are chiming in here, which is awesome. Johnny Boy sent this in, so a big shout out.
Wow.
There you go. Johnny Boy's been a member for the channel for a year. Thank you very much. Big shout out to Chef Kev. Happy birthday to Chef Kev, who will be at our big tailgate extravaganza coming up. He's cooking all the food for the Week 5 Jets-Cowboys game, and you guys will soon. He'll take the shots, the pictures of the food he will be making, and we'll have that on the show by the time Bob comes on next week. So we should have all that figured out, which should be terrific. So Bob's friend, the Lions and Buckeyes fan, a.k.a. Mike, thanks, fellas. That was fun. He texted over to us. Appreciate it. And again, we'll have to have you back on next week. Here's a question from the Peanut Gallery real quick before we get to the phone lines. Badshaw says, hey, Bob, are we going to get those Matt Snell mixtapes?
Okay, you know what? Since you're asking about it, yeah, let me see. I've got some time. I'm also looking for a job. Okay. I could be a Jet historian if the Jets want to.
It's a good gig.
But anyway, no, I will. You know what? I will start to give a listen. I was thinking about that early this morning.
Okay,
because we have both been requested to try to bring on an actual still living member.
Oh yes. Happy called in and asked about that.
I'm starting to put some thought as to who I could invite, who would get up early in the morning to do it. But yeah, since Matt has got so much material, in my file, let me see if I can put together maybe a little 3 or 4 minute segment that I can share with everybody.
Hey, maybe we could maybe Matt Snell wants to jump on the podcast, huh, Bob?
Well, I make no promises. He wasn't really open to even helping me sell the book. Not that I held that against him, but he's a very private guy, and he opened up to me, and the only guy he's ever opened up to, and I will always be in his debt for that.
Of course. And you know what doesn't a private guy like then? Broadcasting his entire life on a podcast. I mean,
who could possibly be listening?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So, all right.
But he told me a lot of stuff that I can share that didn't even get into the book.
Okay. Well, we can't wait for that. That'll be terrific. Stephen Fox says, please help BG, aka Boy Green, get to 8,000 subscribers. Smash the like button and hit the reminder bell notification for all the videos coming in. Yeah, we're about 150 subscribers away from 8,000. So, people, let's keep that train rolling. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Bob, this has become a favorite of yours. Man with the Jets tattoo is back, baby. What's up, brother?
Hey, Bob. How you doing, Bob?
I am doing pretty well this morning. How about you?
I'm doing great. I look forward to Fridays, just listening to you.
Thank you.
Boy Green, I love you too.
Hey.
But I was thinking about something.
Okay.
There's a lot of Jet podcasts out there.
Mm-hmm.
We have content 24/7.
Yep.
It never stops.
Nope.
And I was thinking, what was it like before we even had internet?
That's a good point.
So Bob might remember this. I actually pulled out some stuff that I wanted to show you.
Oh, cool.
There was a man who used to put out Jet content, and it was called Jets Confidential.
Oh, that's
it was
Dan
a weekly newspaper. And I was living in Florida at the time, and we used to just sit and wait for that weekly newspaper to come in our mailbox.
He still,
and
he
then we'd
still
open
does,
that up.
Man, he still does, stuff online.
Yeah, he does
Yes, he
Sirius XM
does.
radio. Yeah, and I will tell
And-
you, man, with the Jets tattoo, this goes to show you, right, the differences. When I was a kid, my dad got it for me, the subscription, so it would come to my house, and I'd read in, oh, man, this is what they said to the press conference. Oh, that's insane. Oh, look at this thing that he got. And then, like, now in today's society, or even when I was getting older and I was a teenager, I was getting his paper, and I'm like, wow, I already knew about some of this stuff 2 weeks ago because of the internet. So yeah, so it hurt him a little bit. But
one other thought before I let you go. On today's Friday. On Wednesday, we lost internet in our house, and our internet is tied up to our telephones. So we had no internet. I had no emails. I had no telephone service, and I couldn't even watch television. And I sat there with my wife and I said, this is like back in the 1970s. We're waiting for the newspaper to arrive tomorrow to find out what's going on in the world. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to show you guys. I was digging through some stuff and I found a bunch of that I have.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
Yeah, baby. AFC's champions.
Oh, baby.
Parcells Predicament. This is a great one. Weeb Eubank, 1907 to 1998.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Leon Hess, 1914 to 1999.
Wow.
Namath's Lasting Legacy, 30 years after the Super Bowl.
Oh, so cool. Keyshawn
Johnson, It's Showtime, Kickoff 98.
Oh, this is
and
so
not
cool.
to mention this stack of them.
Wow.
And there used to be something called Whispers. What we're hearing, this was our content. Some players are willing participants in the Jets strength program. Some have to be pushed. Aaron Glenn and Kyle Brady, to name two, would work out like maniacs, whether John Lott was around or not. How do you like that?
Didn't work for Kyle Brady. It worked for Aaron Glenn.
Yeah. No.
So this was like, this is where we used to get our content.
Yeah.
And even I got a Daily News. You remember the Daily News, Bob?
I still read the Daily News every day here.
Okay, look at that. Band-Aid Baron buys Jets for $635 million.
Hey, listen, I have the New York newspapers from the day after they won the Super Bowl, and it's a possession. Yeah.
But so that's what we used to do. But now to have people like Boy Green, Jake Asman, Nick Farrier, you guys are like the new frontier.
Yeah, that's true.
I just wanted to, for the younger Jet fans, like especially guys like Connor Long, 14 years old, just to see how we used to get our content. What we had to do to. If you were a real Jet fan, you had to really dig for content.
If you were a real Jet fan in my time, you were watching games in black and white.
Yes, you were. You're right. I remember when I lived in Florida. Going out, it had to be late at night, and sitting in my car in the car radio to get WFAN.
Yeah,
to listen to some New York sports content.
When I moved to Chicago in 1983, I'm also a Mets fan, so the last couple of days with the trade deadline has been my head's
a lot going on.
But anyway, I used to drive up and down Lakeshore Drive, for those of you who know Chicago at all, because I could get the signal from WFAN when the Mets were in the Pennant Drive at the end of the year. And I would go up and down and up and down, burning gas when it was really cheap, just to be able to listen to WFAN and the signal, because it really came booming in from the east.
Hey, 1998 official team video never opened.
Wow. Look at that. Aaron Glenn.
I have the official team.
Jets Tampa Bay tabletop football.
Wow. I have the official Jets
annual
videos for like 65, 66, 67. Yeah, 65, 66, and 67. And to watch those and to watch again the development of the team from year to year, not just to hear about it and read about it, but to actually see highlights of what they were doing. Is again something that I value very, very highly.
And you know what else I miss? When Leon Hess owned the Jets, everything was Hess related.
Yeah,
we used to get the Hess trucks.
Yep.
We used to get, we used to go to the gas station and fill up so we can get some kind of Jet souvenir. Just a bunch of stuff. But, it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Yep.
That's all I can say. It's a lifestyle. But
awesome
like I said,
collection, man. Awesome.
Yeah, well, and that's only a little of it. But you know something? You guys are the future.
Thank you.
Boy Green, Jake Asman, you guys are the future, bringing content every day, 24/7. It's great. It's great. It's just too much.
As we all can see, don't forget the past. As I look, in your background, you haven't.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, Man with Jets Tattoo, make sure, I'd love it if you can continue to give us sneak peeks of your collection on a week-to-week basis. That would be awesome.
I will do that. And I'll tell you something else, Boy Green.
Yes, sir.
I've got some stuff here that I would love to donate to the Boy Green Show.
Oh, my goodness. That
because,
would be wonderful.
If, something you might want to give away, you might want to keep for your collection. Some of these pages, I think, are suitable for framing.
No, there's no question about it. That would be amazing.
So, if anybody wants to, you can let me know. I don't know. Is there any way I can get in touch with you, Boy Green?
Of course, yeah. So any social media or my email would be best. Man with Jet Tattoo here. It is my first name, my middle initial, my last name, and junior. So it's Paul, Paul, the letter, ESDENJR@gmail.com. So yeah, feel free to email me, or like I said, any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, even in the comment section, we can try to use that to figure out another way to chat. So please, yes.
All right. I'd like to share some of this stuff with the younger Jet fans.
That really would be amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and we'll connect.
Well, thank you, and thanks, Bob. I appreciate you.
Thank you. You have a great weekend.
You too. Bye bye.
Man with a Jet Tattoo. And by the way, Bob, no better way to end the show. This is going to be your first time on air with another legend. It's my father, Hop on Pop, joining the show. Hey now.
Wow.
Hey now.
But he's a Dallas Cowboy fan.
That is true. Yeah, he does bear that cross. Yes.
That is true. However, I have produced a Jets artifact. That's 32 years old.
A living and breathing one.
That's correct. Bob, it's good to see you. I wanted to give you a shout out for your book, which has a high rating on Amazon.
Yeah, and some really nice comments too.
It's got some 4+ stars.
Can you instruct your son, the living, breathing part of Jet's future, to give my book a little bit higher profile on?
Well, what's a
it
better
seems
way
like
to do
some book
that?
shifting should go on.
Yes, yes.
But
anyway.
I just had a question for you, Bob. And as I looked up some information about you back when you started coming on the show, this is a serious question. And I know you were 16 in the summer of '69. They may have written that song about you. But did you go to the mall to get a glamour shot for your author photo? That's my question.
I went to a professional photographer.
Okay, very good. That was my question. But
for my business, I needed a couple of really good, shots with my chin and all that stuff.
It looks distinguished for sure. So.
Well, yeah, and I even had gray hair there that was turning white. So, it's several years ago.
Yeah, you look thoughtful and pensive. So
that's what I was going for. I frankly, I always had a reputation for being a thought leader, and I thought that was that really demonstrated it visually.
Nope.
Okay.
You came right out. I came right out. Anyways, this is your time, not my time. I want everyone to know I'll be on Sunday for Hop on Pop Nation from South Carolina with Boy Green's oldest brother, the Broadster. So we'll be live. We'll come on at 8 after the NFL Insider from 7:30 to 8. So make sure you're on. Some interesting happenings. What's going on? Some interesting stuff is going on. And we'll be releasing that information. We'll talk about the projects to donate to the Wounded Warriors. It's going to be a good time. So tune in. You can obviously watch at 7:30, but really tune in at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Okay, well, wait just a second, Pop. We're able to figure out technology here, and we have Bob's shot from the book. I was able to get this quickly here.
Let's see if I still have it.
Okay, so let's see. Here it is. Here's the photo. I just took this
no,
from
that
Bob's book. Boom.
Well,
there
that's
you
from
go.
the book, but
This is from the book. There you go.
But he's talking about something else, I think. Which
if you look up Amazon.
Okay,
so that is a great photo.
And
with,
you know what? It's at Jet headquarters. I walked right up to it, and I actually asked him if it was okay to take a picture of me with it. It shouldn't have been a problem, and it wasn't. And I will also tell you that I've dropped about 30 pounds since that picture was taken.
Okay, nice. Okay. Let's see. We'll see if I can get a larger version of it, here. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Let's show this one. Okay, here we go. This is terrific. So, okay, here we go, baby. Here it is. Here's old Bob here on the program. Look at this shot. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
there it is.
There we go. That is.
I was trying to figure out how to show you. That's
if anybody wants to hire me, that's who you'd be hiring.
Look at dreamy. Look at how you're just looking through us. That is wow. What do you do with your hands there?
Well, it's what I did with my other hand. He told me to hold it behind my back.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
My wife wanted to make sure that I had my wedding ring on.
Oh, yeah. That is very prominent. Yeah, very prominent.
It's prominent. That's the one I was talking about. It looked like maybe one of those back screens at the mall, with the girls with the 80s hair. They tease it up. Yeah. But no, that's professional. But anyways, I don't want to take any more Bob in your time.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone have a great day. Take that like button to pound town.
There you go. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Hey,
all right,
Pop.
Pop.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your compliment. I appreciate it, and thank you for showing the real me.
Absolutely,
it's beautiful. So, Bob, with that being said, no better way to end than this. Again, wow, what a photo here.
Well, I can't take the glasses off anymore because the bags are too big under the eyes. But anyway, it's
you see, I hope this picture is still prominently in your house. I'm sure your wife really appreciates
every
shot.
angle I look, I see that picture. So yes, it's very prominent. My wife is tired of it, but I never tire of it.
Okay, well, that's what's most important. Well, Bob, thank you so much. We're looking forward to this every Friday. This week, again, Hall of Fame game last night, but next week we'll be right on top of the first Jets preseason game.
Don't they have a practice next week against somebody?
They do not. It'll be 2 weeks from now. That'll be a Jets Giants joint practice. That's the only joint practice scheduled. The other two opponents, there's no joint practices scheduled.
And
for, so
one last thought, and just repeating what you've said several times,
Sure.
and that is. Take with a grain of salt what you're reading about how great everybody's looking in camp. I mean, I read about, a defensive lineman who they signed, an undrafted guy who is tearing it up.
Peyton Page out of Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing is, as you pointed out the other day, and that is injuries. And so far, except for an offensive lineman that they were able to quickly reach a settlement with, nobody's gotten hurt, and yet they are hitting pretty hard. And that's an Aaron Glenn, must have. So, I'm looking forward to a preseason game, although it'll be the third string and the second string, after maybe the first string plays a series or two. We'll see. Be interesting to see, as we've already speculated, how much is Aaron Glenn going to play Justin Fields early on, just to keep him both under wraps and to keep him healthy.
Yeah, it will be fascinating to see. Again, I want to give another big shout out to Lou B, the Super Jets fan who won our massive contest from the month of July. Congratulations, Lou B. And thank you to everyone that gifted memberships for this month's contest. We will see you tomorrow morning for another edition of Boy Green Daily. I'll actually be back on live in an hour to talk fantasy football. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Bob, thank you kindly, and looking forward to chatting next week.
You have a great weekend and a good upcoming week.
There we go. Thanks,
And
everybody.
Thank you, everybody.